this is really starting to sound like a farewell tour for Canelo Alvarez. Is he retiring? Let's talk about that. Welcome back to Boxing Unwrapped. If you're new here, please like, subscribe, comment down below. Give me any suggestions. I do listen to the suggestions. I'm just a fan who analyzes situations in boxing. I also sometimes post my art on here, as part of the B-roll while I, analyze certain situations in boxing. But let's get to it why I did this video. Now, if you notice, with all of this Canelo talk and all these articles being written and all these accounts of, what he's done and what he's accomplished and what he's doing next and who he's not fighting and who he might fight, it just sounds like Canelo's preparing to hang it up. Now, he says he wants to fight 4 or 5 more years. But I don't see that happening. For instance, we all want the Benavidez fight. I don't think we're ever going to get that fight. And I think Benavidez is just going to end up moving up. It's only but for so long Benavidez is going to be able to stay at 168 pounds. He's a big guy. And holding on for that Canelo sweepstakes, I think he's going to have to give that up. I think Canelo really has no interest in fighting somebody who's that big, that quick, with the hands, and that strong. Because you can also say, hey, Canelo is a lot more technically sound than Benavidez, but that's not the point. It's the relentlessness of Benavidez, right? It's the point that if Canelo cannot hurt Benavidez, it's going to be very tough for Canelo to negate Benavidez is coming forward and throwing his hands, 300-400 punches. It's going to be very hard, and Benavidez punches hard. So, I don't think it matters how slick Canelo might be. He's going to be moving backward against Benavidez. He's not going to press forward against Benavidez, right? So that fight's out the question. Crawford's out the question. I mean, who else is he going to fight? And he's not going to fight Benavidez when he's older. And Benavidez gets older, but more into his prime, which is, they're both getting older, but only one is getting better and one is declining, which is the champion, right? So waiting 1 more year is not going to help. It helped when Gennady Golovkin was the older guy and Canelo was the younger guy, but this time is not that case, right? So waiting 1 more year can be a lot in boxing when you're in your 30s already, and the guy who's hunting you is a lot younger and bigger, right? So I think it might be Munguia. I know people say no. It just seems like it might be, or someone to that effect. I don't know if Munguia's already out at the time that I'm recording this, but it seems whoever Canelo chooses to fight next might be another fight later, and then I think he's gonna call it quits. I think Canelo, I know he said he's very still much hungry, but I guess it depends on who he's fighting. Because I'm telling you, if he fights Benavidez next and loses badly, he's not going to want to keep going. I think he's only interested in boxing when he knows he can win and make a lot of money, which I don't blame him. He's done enough in the game, I think, to say, okay, I'm going to walk away now. I can't knock his resume. He has one of the better resumes in boxing history, let alone in this era. He's missing a couple names that would have definitely put him up there. Cesar Chavez puts him as the best Mexican boxer of all time. So if Cesar Chavez says that, I can't argue against Cesar Chavez. Who, like JLC, that's the guy. I can't argue against that guy, right? But as fans, we wanted him to take on, where they're both still relatively young and in their prime, Benavidez. Give us that fight, win, lose, or draw. We still would have loved Canelo anyway. But it just seems like this is his farewell tour. I don't think he gets out of 2024. Definitely, if he goes into 2025, that'll be his last year. In my opinion, I'll be surprised and maybe happily if he's still on top of his game, if he goes more than that. But, I don't know. Something's just not sitting right with me anyway. I could be entirely wrong, and I hope I am. I hope he goes for a few more years in his prime, though, not as a flat wheel. Let me know what you think about in the comments below. Canelo may be retiring. Is he not? Is he going to fight Benavidez? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.